Konami Studios.
Black Widow issue 4. This book remains to be a sleeper hit at Marvel. I'm telling you guys, it might exist because a movie's coming out next year, but holy cows, this book isn't just fun and great. A really talented writer in Kelly Thompson, an incredible artist in Casagrande. I absolutely love what this book is and what it's doing. So we open up right where we left off from the last issue. Natasha is with her family and she's starting to snap back in reality, and she wakes up and she remembers everything that happened to her. She sees her husband and her kid looking down at her, and she tells them, "I'm going to try to keep you safe." They hug it out. We cut to the villains like, "Well, this backfired. She should have died." And everyone's freaking out. Madam Hydra's just kind of like, "All right, well, we tried. I'm going to go into hiding now because if she remembers I did this, I'm going to die. And I don't want to die." And it just kind of Snapdragon was like, "Would you shut up, Madam Hydra? We have to finish the job now." So they all decide they're going to finish the job. But they still don't feel safe where Natasha is, so she's like, "Okay, you guys stay in this room. I'm going to go out and kill all of our enemies and see what's going on." She says to her, "I love you." She runs out the room, gets attacked by some Hydra agents. They have a really nice couple-page fight scene. And again, this artwork is so good for this book. It just has that classic spy feel to it. Just the way the colors are kind of mad, the way some things are out of focus, just the way there's like wide shots and low angle shots. I think it's amazing. It looks so good. Natasha's just leaping around the house, beating everybody down, all these Hydra agents. And it looks so nice. We get back to where Stevie is, and in comes Yelena to save the day. And Natasha's like, "Oh shit, it's Yelena." Okay, we gotta go. So they go to a safe house, and they just have a normal conversation. Like, "Okay, there's a lot of crazy shit going on here. Why don't you put the kid to sleep?" She's talking to her husband. It's like, "We'll talk after, but I'm sorry about all of this. I don't really know what happened, and I'm trying to figure out for the process." And then we get a flashback to everything that happened to Natasha from the first issue. So in the first issue, we saw that Natasha fell off a building after getting hit with something, and she can't remember who shot her, but she does remember she was hit with some tranquilizers. So as she's falling, she starts to kind of fade out of reality, but she remembers that she is picked up by Hydra, and they just catch her on like a flying machine, and you're like, okay, that's funny. That's really cute. Like, nobody else in New York would see this thing coming through. I think it's funny. So like, Madam Hydra, we tranquilized her like with a bunch of shit. Like, we probably shouldn't put more in her, but it's like, yes, you will. You will put more in her because I know the kind of woman she is, and she will kill us if we don't do this. So then she wakes up in a lab facility and she sees her husband next to her, James. And they're like, "Oh, okay, so who's this James guy?" I think James might be somebody else, potentially, if he makes it out of this book, and we'll get to that at the end here. But if he is somebody else, I'm curious to see who he's going to be. But we do see that, they're experimenting on them. They're taking samples of their DNA to create Stevie. So Stevie is technically made from James and Natasha, but not in the way of, like, normal babies. It's a test tube baby with their DNA. And all their minds are erased. Everything's implanted in their brains. And it looks like they've had a normal life for this long time and had Stevie, and they're just kind of growing up and having fun. And as it's going on, Natasha's trying to remember who is the person that could have done this to her that's working with Hydra. And she's just kind of like, get a nice splash page of all her enemies on a page, There's Red Guardian. There's Taskmaster, there's Mandrill. I'm so glad to see Mandrill. Norman Osborn, Red Skull, Kingpin, Doctor Doom, AIM, Madam Mask, and Elektra? Isn't she with Elektra right now doing stuff? I don't know, but that's pretty fun. It looks pretty cool. And we have a nice conversation with her and James. I think this is a really nice moment because it's just Natasha like, "I loved you, and I'm pretty sure I still do, but for our safety, for your safety, and for the safety of Stevie, I can't see you again, and I can never be in contact with you. I also need to know if you want to keep the kid." And James is like, "Are you kidding me? Of course I'm going to keep the kid. He's my son." And it's just a really nice moment where there's like, there's no good way out of this. So they have to just have this moment to say their goodbyes. And then in come Bucky and Clint, because some old friends have to return. I love it. I'm loving this book, man. It's just nice. So they're having a conversation what their plan of attack's going to be. And as they're doing that, James and Natasha slip away to put Stevie to sleep, and everyone's getting calm and everything. But here comes the boom, and there's a mysterious gunman that blows up the room, and we are presumed to think that Stevie and James were just killed. Now, do I think they are dead? I don't believe we'd go that route this early on in the book. That would be a really hard thing to see, but I'm wondering who this killer is going to be. Taskmaster, presumably, because he's going to be in the Black Widow movie, but also Taskmaster has his own book going on right now, so I really don't know who it could be or per se what could happen. But man, I love this book. Again, the artwork's great. Kelly Thompson just knocks it out of the park with everything she's working on right now. This is the kind of book I wanted from Black Widow. This like weird espionage thing that's kind of just like this classic homemaker, homewrecker situation. Man, everything about it works so cool. I'm really loving this book a lot. And I think everybody should check it out because it's a nice way to jump into the world of Black Widow because you're getting the characters you are going to see in the movie. You got Red Guardian in here. You got Yelena. Now you're getting all these other characters that are kind of related to Natasha. So I think it's pretty cool. Now, I think it's going to end soon. I don't know. Was this like ongoing? I can't remember if they said it was an ongoing, but I kind of hope it is. So, Black Widow issue 4, I am going to give an 8 out of 10. Now, thank you guys so much for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff, and I will catch you in the next one. Have fun, stay safe, good luck.